Hey everybody, I'm Andy Goodfellow from Studio North, and I'm the Vice President over Interactive here. And instead of throwing a big wall of text at you this time for a blog article, I thought I would record a quick video, about a minute and a half maybe, to just go over some of the tools that I use for business productivity every day on the iPad, mostly. So without further ado, let's take a look at the iPad. So again, I'm Andy Goodfellow. You can follow me on Twitter at ADG. I tweet a lot about technology and leadership stuff. So the iPad is a productivity arsenal. So let's talk about tools. The kind of definition of a tool is something you use to get a job done, right? To get a task done. So for me, the iPad is one of those tools. And when we think about tools, I saw a blog article kind of recently that talked about what a tool is and how it fits a need and has capability, and it referenced there's a part of the tool that fits the problem. In this case, we're talking about productivity or kind of business tasks. And then there's a part that fits the person. So for me, the iPad fits me really well. It doesn't mean it fits everybody, but I just want you to remember as we talk about productivity on the iPad particularly that it might not fit everybody, it might not fit you, and that's okay. But it fits me, so let's go through it. So let's talk about tool number one really quick, and that's a fully charged battery. So the iPad actually has a really good battery. It lasts for a good couple of days if you know how to tweak the brightness settings and things like that. So I'm really not talking about the iPad battery here. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about my Contigo and my Keurig. So it's not really an iPad tool for productivity to start out with, but I've got my Keurig here or my Contigo mug that keeps my coffee warm a long time, which is obviously what we're talking about is coffee, and I use Keurig all the time. So productivity number one, stay fully charged. All right, now let's get to the iPad one. So the iPad is mobile. That's kind of intrinsic to it. So it is a mobile tool. One of the great things about the iPad is you can pair it with a mobile phone, a smartphone. So I've got the iPhone pictured here, and I use my iPhone all the time, for kind of the same stuff. So here's my iPhone, right, my kiddos. I use these same tools on my iPhone for the most part. Almost all these tools are on my iPhone. So when my iPad isn't available or when the space is limited, like at a lunch, like a business lunch or something, I can pull out my iPhone and start using that instead. And of course, Android phones work as well. So keep that in mind that a lot of these tools are on the phone as well as the iPad. Okay. So number three tool is a tool that keeps my assets always reachable. That tool for me is Dropbox. So Dropbox is really great in that and I'll show you an example here. It keeps all my tools, or all my digital assets rather, at hand anytime. So I've got a list of all my folders over here. These tools now in these folders are shared across all my devices, my phone, like I said, my desktop and things like that. But I can get at, say Studio North operations, my interactive process. Here's my video process, right? Here's the interactive process. So I can load these tools for reference really anytime I need them, which is really, really useful. So that's Dropbox. All right. Next tool that I want to talk about is memory. So there's a company that's getting pretty famous that has the tagline "Remember Everything," and that tool is Evernote. This is a tool for taking notes, but it's really, really way more powerful than just taking notes. So it kind of replaces your notepad if you think of it that way, but it actually does a lot more. So here I just had kind of preloaded the places function. So all of my notes that I've taken, I have them. It maps them to where I took them because the iPad has location services. It functionally built into it. So I can narrow down these different notes that I took around Chicagoland. Here's 3 I took in Sycamore, and that kind of stuff. So you can really reference by place. You can reference by notebook type. Where's my Studio North? Here's my Studio North notebook. And here's my latest note is a rehearsal kind of notes I was taking on a presentation that we were rehearsing with to-dos that I wanted to check off as talking points when the presentation was over. So Evernote, remember everything. Next tool, collaboration. These are standard tools. I'm actually not going to dig into these. Email, calendaring, they're all available on the iPad. They interface with Exchange, with Gmail, with whatever you need. You can use them just as easily as you use your desktop tools. Really great collaboration tools. Tool number 6, I use for networking. So in this case, I'm really talking about networking like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. A lot of business is done on Twitter and especially LinkedIn for sure, and even more and more Facebook, especially in my industry, in the interactive industry. So, a quick example of Twitter. Here's my Twitter, my live Twitter feed right now. You know, I've got stuff coming in from the American Marketing Association, from the New Scientist, from lots of different places. You can see I've got direct messages and mentions that I need to check out. So just a really great tool, native Twitter app for networking productivity. Okay, moving right along. Oh yeah, here's Twitter. So tool number 7. And this is going to surprise some of you guys. So I'm a developer by nature, so I use the iPad as an IDE, as an integrated development environment. You know, the iPad's not really made for that. It's kind of a lightweight computing machine. But no, you heard me. I use it as an IDE. There's a tool called Texttastic. It's kind of hard to say, but it literally will load my code in. It synchronizes with Dropbox, and I have my repositories in Dropbox for the most part. I know it's maybe not super secure, but I'm okay with that. It's secure enough for me. So here's a Objective-C file that I've got loaded in just as a screenshot. And you can see that's obviously Apple code. You know, Objective-C, Apple code. So it highlights it really well. But you know what you might not know is if I load Texttastic up here, here's a C# file. All right, live C# file that I could edit. You can see C# web methods and everything else. So it knows many languages, not just Objective-C. So I can do .NET code editing on the iPad. If I'm on the road for some reason, I need to do little tweaks here and there. It'll synchronize with Dropbox, and I can set it to compile, you know, with different tasks from automatically, or just want to get back to my workstation. So really powerful IDE for productivity for us developers. Kind of cool. Tool number 8, business modeling. So I use the iPad for business modeling. There's this tool called what's it called again? I can't remember. It's called Business Model Generation. Here it is. So it allows me to literally build business models and test them on the fly. You know, lots of times we do this on napkins as we build new businesses. Well, this is kind of like your napkin, except it preloads everything for you on a canvas, and you can put different positions in, different, you know, key activities, key resources, who your partnerships will be, what your channels will be. You can then cost model them to get a profit and loss, and then you can actually give yourself a report, a quick cost revenue report, to just do quick models and see what works and what doesn't. Really cool for kind of brainstorming new businesses and things like that. All right. Last one, sales and marketing. Obviously, that's what I'm using it for now, right? I'm running a presentation off of this device. You know, there's this iBooks app. It's actually really great for loading your PDFs. I mean, you have your books in there too, but it'll load all your PDFs. So I think I've got it open. Yeah, here it is. If I look at, you know, I've got my innovation process here that we run, our prototyping process that we run. So I can look at my process. I can keep it on my bookshelf. I could keep it in Dropbox. I can view it in here too, though. So this would be always available to me offline or online, which is really great especially for, you know, one-to-ones in business lunches or in meetings where you need to bring someone up on the fly and you didn't really think about it ahead of time, or you didn't know that they'd want to see it. And then lastly, Keynote, right? So this is what I'm in now. This is Keynote. This is what I just went through. So it's PowerPoint kind of metaphor, or not metaphor, it's the PowerPoint alternative on OS 10. And here's my current presentations that I just went through this one with you. So anyways, so iPad, really powerful productivity tool. Here's some apps that I use literally every day, and I just wanted to share them with you. So hope you found that valuable. Thanks.